Hi there. I'm going to try to start a series of videos to walk people through the process of buying and selling real estate. We'll start out pretty basic and get pretty convoluted, try to hit something for everybody. So here goes. Follow around if you're interested in learning more about the process. Today's topic is going to be steps of the buying process. Very basic. There's obviously a lot of different players, but we're just going to give you the kind of rough outline so you can kind of get acquainted with the process, who's involved, what their role is. First step is going to be getting pre-approved. You're going to reach out to a lender, at least one, sometimes two or three, not more than four, because it can negatively impact your credit. They're going to look at what you make, your assets, tell you if there's any credit issues that need to be addressed, if there's different loan options that could be available, different grant programs that could be available, how much down payment you'll need to save, what your payments will look like, and kind of begin the process of getting your finances in order to make it a successful transaction. Cash is king, especially when rates are above 7% for most people. So the more that you can save, the less that you're financing, which is great, but also avoiding mortgage insurance, sometime a better interest rate as well. All important factors in figuring out where you should be. After you've gotten a grasp on your financing and your credit approval, start looking at properties. Most people start on the internet, then kind of venture out to open houses. You should eventually will get a buyer's agent to represent your best interests. I always recommend get them involved early. I never have a problem working with somebody, even if it's a year before they're actually ready, or more, just to start getting a feel for what's out there and learning about different neighborhoods, different communities, different factors that are important to them. Once you get to the point that and look at everything, like just go look. I've had so many clients that have bought properties that they never thought that, from looking at the pictures, that they'd want to consider. But when you do get to that point, then you'll sit down, you'll run comps. We'll make sure that you're not, buying something that's out of line for the neighborhood. I think a really in-depth comparative market analysis is important, because make sure that there's not comps that you like better. And so really look into the value of the property that you're interested in purchasing. You'll talk about making a winning offer. I could go into great depth about this, but it's not just the price. The market has been very competitive, and you've kind of needed to offer your firstborn child with a offer to be considered. That appears to be changing, softening, whether it's just seasonal trends or kind of returning to a more balanced market. But we're still seeing multiple offers. So are you going to ask for home inspection? Are you going to ask for repairs? Are you going to, how are you going to what price are you going to put out? Are you going to put an escalation clause to go above the next highest offer? Are you going to be able to do a quick closing? What kind of financing terms you're going to put in there? What kind of inspection contingent and other contingencies? Do you want to make sure you can build a dock? Do you want to make sure that you can get the roof certified? How clean and strong are you willing to make it? Are you willing to guarantee an appraisal by putting extra cash down? So depending on your financial strength as well as your motivation for that particular property, you can put together the strongest offer that you're willing to make. Assuming that your offer gets accepted, which sometimes it won't. I've had clients that are not willing to guarantee appraisals or waive repairs or do above every asking price offers, and that's fine. You just may get beat out by some people that are still willing to do some of those things. But once you get that winning offer, then it sort of hit the ground running with all of your steps to get to closing. The first is processing your loan. The more that you do up front, the easier this will be. But it is, give them every piece of documentation about every different deposit, about every financial statement, LLC, K-9s, you name it. offering it all up. The better organized you are from the jump, the much easier that process will be. We'll also do your due diligence, which is a home inspection, which I don't ever recommend you waive. Maybe you could waive repairs, especially if you have significant cash reserves that you can take on some repairs that need to be done. But also termite moisture inspection, which most lenders will require for your financing, any additional inspections, pools, docks, HVAC, electrical, I mentioned roof, anything that may need high dollar items that may be a significant investment that you need to know if you can't afford to go into it with those issues. You'll also do an appraisal, which is an assessment of the value by an independent third party based on comps, usually looking back no more than 6 months, 2 miles radius. They do like to keep them similar age, similar size, as close as possible to make sure that the value's there. Some people will say, listen, it doesn't need to appraise for the full amount, but we're willing to throw an extra, however much money you have towards it, which does give the seller some protection of their value, which makes your offer stronger. HOA or condo docs, if you're buying in a association, whether it's for a condo unit or a homeowners association, being able to review those documents. Bringing in contractors or vendors to price out improvement projects. All of that sort of in your due diligence period before you remove all of those contingencies. You'll also hire an attorney. They'll kind of act as the quarterback for the transaction. They'll take all the information that your real estate agent gives them, all the information that your lender gives them. They'll collect it, put it all together, and complete the transaction by ensuring that there's clear title, preparing a settlement statement, eventually recording the deed, and dispersing all of the funds. Once that's done, you get your keys, you go move into your new home, meet your neighbors, customize it as you see fit, and enjoy.